Why do you do what you do? We're going to work on answering this question. This is the Think Your Reality Podcast, episode number 69. Hang on, here we go.
Your destiny is by your design. Getting what you want in your professional life is gained by following a series of steps created by your mindset. Are you ready to start the journey? This is the Think Your Reality Podcast. Here's Mike Sims.
Hey, it's Mike Sims, and this is the Think Your Reality Podcast, and I always feel like I want to take a second just to thank you at the beginning of every podcast, just to tell you how grateful I am that you listen, and I hope and pray that you get something out of it. I hope and pray that I can encourage you to get so much further in your life, and that really is why I do what I do. And now we're going to discuss why you do what you do. It's a good one. Let's get started. Where do you begin the journey toward your best life? Well, you begin now, and you start with your why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? Why do you get up in the morning? Your why is the guide. When things get a little tough in the pursuit, and they're going to, and that's okay. It's part of the course of action. It's to be expected. Your why you want something will overcome the how you get it and all of the obstacles in the way. Get clear on your objectives and your results. Remember, you have to have a very specific goal in mind. Consider what makes life matter the most to you. What do you want most from this time on earth, and what profession would get you there? Desire to be the change you want to see in the world. Change the world for the better by achieving your goals. Be seen as someone successful and give back, because givers gain. And your goal will have an infinite effect when people will look at your success and use you as a guide for them to take the steps to get theirs. Look to your passion. People get behind those with passion and purpose. People gravitate to those who are seen as having a purpose and direction. In my book, I Am, I Can, I Will, one of the passages is, people with direction are looked at with awe and wonderment, and people who are idle are looked at with contempt. Identify your ultimate goal and what makes your life complete. I want to take a second and discuss and dispel the myths of life. So many of what we have been told or come to see as truth need to be dispelled. For instance, past experience dictates further performance. Absolutely not. 2 examples. Milton Hershey went bankrupt 3 times. He's been gone for many, many years now, and his Hershey Chocolate Company is still doing very, very well. Trust me, I'm one of their favorite customers. Bill Gates dropped out of college. Need I say anything more about that? You were designed to be successful. By virtue of your breathing, you have the birthright to success. It can be denied to you when you allow it to be. Don't ever accept anyone's negative opinions of your capability. Success is the absolute best revenge. Another one that I hate, you need the approval of people to succeed. Again, absolutely not. Look at the people you're talking about that say something like that to you. What major contributions have they made thus far? Think about it, and then give their words the credibility or lack thereof it deserves. Here's one. Success was meant for others and not me. A defeatist attitude will bring more of the same. We're always talking about changing your mindset on this podcast. Remember, attitude dictates altitude. Life is a bully and will stand down when you stand firm. Here's one, and I never understood this, but I'll share it with you. Success will change me. You're damn right it will. It'll change your outlook on life, your pocketbook, and your effect on the world around you. I hope it changes you. I hope it changes you soon. I hope you allow me to help you facilitate that change, and then let me stand back and applaud your success. Why is it important to pursue goals? What else is there? Death and taxes? Paying the bills? Mowing the lawn? Pursuing your goals is what makes life more interesting and fun to see what we can accomplish and then raise the bar even further. So what drives you? For me, it's the fear of failure. I got to be honest with you. For fear of living in my kid's basement and eating a cat food casserole for dinner. Life has great things to offer everyone, and I want my share of it. I need to encourage you to do the same. How should people pursue their greatness? I think they should pursue it with a vengeance. Life is the ultimate contact sport. It was never meant to be viewed from the cheap seats. It has to be attacked in a way like no other. Life is not for the faint of heart. Achieving your dreams is the greatest validation of one's existence. I've heard people ask me this, Michael, when should I give up? Ooh, tough question. If you are on the way to what is truly your goal, you are allowed to give up, as long as you are the last one to do it. In all sincerity, if the goal's realization is causing you suffering with your health physically and mentally, it may honestly be time to reevaluate. There has to be a balance between the pursuit and the quality of life. It can be tough to do this, but it can and should be done. If your goals are coming at the cost of your family's well-being, it may be time to rethink. If it doesn't make you a better person or the world a better place, it is time to have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself. When I was a kid, I dreamed of being a professional baseball player and the starting right fielder for my beloved New York Mets. Well, I had a come to Jesus meeting with me. See, I ran like I was dragging a school bus, and I had an arm like a wet noodle. Yep, I came to the realization just as you would too. Cause change and then deal with it. Interesting, right? When something seen as an adversary or hurdle becomes an asset, what happens to you? You grow. You grow infinitely stronger and infinitely more successful. You have the ability to accept, alter, and reject change. You have the capacity to manage change. If nothing is so constant as change, then let's get on board with it and find a way to use it to our advantage. I always talk about the 180-degree theory applied here. See what you can gain from the change, not how it slowed your progress. Look at it a different way. Change the way you see and interpret situations. It takes some practice. It is absolutely worth your time. Identify one weakness you have and strengthen it, and then rinse and repeat. We should be in a constant state of change, improvement, and personal exploration. The continuous state of improvement will absolutely pay off during the course of your life. Even small gains add up big. This is easily gained by reading, listening to, or watching training or inspirational videos, and all of them received free of charge. Your local library and YouTube are great sources of free information. Just be careful of the choices you make. Do something you would have never thought of doing. Well, the old comfort zone theory, right? The 180-degree theory applied here. We are all, me included, we are all guilty at one time or many times staying with the tried and true only to have the same results. The same is not what we are in this for. Build or join a network and be the least successful in it. There are two gentlemen, two very dear friends of mine that own a very successful real estate company on Long Island, New York. In fact, I worked for them. And I'm talking to one of the owners, and they belonged to a network. They used to travel to Colorado and meet with 5 to 10 real estate broker owners. And they were the least successful gentlemen in the group. And I asked him, why would you do that? And his answer was perfect. I'm never going to grow unless I swim in a bigger pool. I think we need to apply that to our lives as well. Get grounded, something I'm very familiar with having grown up. Talking about doing some volunteer work. This has a way of making us more in tune with how blessed we are and what we have so much more than so many others, even with the problems we have. I don't say this in an arrogant way, though. This type of activity gives us a wider perspective and a genuine appreciation for what we have and the power to be a person of change for ourselves and others. It's just good for the soul. My name is Mike Sims. This is the Think Your Reality podcast. I wish you nothing but the absolute best and an absolutely awesome day, as you deserve nothing less.